Hey guys, and welcome back to Classroom Guidance Magic. Today we're going to be talking about step number 6, which is meaningful takeaways. Now this is going to be a little bit different format than the other videos. You're not going to be seeing me because I want you to be seeing what we're talking about. So in terms of meaningful takeaways, I want my students to have something tangible sometimes, or sometimes it's something in their mind to keep and hold on to after the lessons. I want to keep my topics fresh in their minds and help them practice the skills even after the lesson ends. So when you're planning your lesson, I want you to think about what you're going to have your students do, what you're going to have them keep, or what you're going to have them take to share with someone else afterwards. So it doesn't always have to be something tangible. If you are not a crafty person, if you don't like doing crafts in counseling, that's okay. Your takeaway can be something else, like a chant or a song. So let's think about it this way. Something that I teach my students is to think of coping skills like an umbrella. So our umbrella is something that protects us from the rain. So when hard things are raining down on us, our coping skills can help us feel protected and feel safe. So in this case, for a lesson, I'm not just going to have students color an umbrella and leave it at that. That's really not going to do anything to promote retention. But what I'm going to do instead is maybe have them make an umbrella craft where on each section of the meaning or each section of the umbrella, they're going to write an effective coping skill. Now in the lesson, we may practice different coping skills through centers or something like that, so they can see which ones work for them, and they can write the coping skills that they enjoy and the ones that really help them to feel calm on that umbrella. And then they can keep that as a reference for later. So it's a meaningful takeaway. It's a purposeful activity. And then to take it even farther, I don't want to just leave it at making it. I want to challenge the students to share what they made and talk about the coping skills that they identified with somebody outside of the classroom. So I may encourage them to share it with 2 people who are not in the room. So that could be a parent, it could be a friend in another class. And I also want them to tell the other person why an umbrella is like a coping skill. So that's just getting them using the counseling language that they learned. They're going to use that outside of the lesson to promote retention. And it's going to start meaningful conversations about topics that really might not come up otherwise. They may not talk to their friends about coping skills, or they may not talk to their parents about what they learned in counseling. But when I challenge them to share this thing that they made with someone else, they're much more likely to actually generate those conversations on their own. So to make sure that my students are keeping these lessons in mind, there are 3 things that I kind of rotate between. It could be an actual craft, like I've just described with the umbrella. It could be a chant or a song that they maybe get stuck in their heads or sing to someone else, or it could be a show and share. So I might combine those as well. But just to give you another example of a craft. So if you're talking about positive self-talk, let's look at that. Maybe you equate sunny words or sunny thoughts to that positive self-talk. So in this case, you're not just going to have the students color a sunshine that says sunny thoughts and leave it at that. You could have them make a sun, and then with the sun rays coming out of the sun, they could write positive self-talk statements. So you see, it's just adding an extra layer that's making it meaningful. Now, in terms of chants, I included an example of one of these in your workbook, and this is a chant that I teach kindergarten when we talk about expected behavior or kindness. So it's really simple. We sing it together like 5 or 6 times in the class, and then it's stuck in their heads forever. They are going to remember that chant all year long, and then the teacher can actually use it to start the day in morning meeting, or they can share it with their parents. They can sing it at home, and this is how the chant goes. They say, "Hop out of bed, one thing on my mind. Today, I'm going to be kind. I'm going to share with my friends and wait my turn. Going to use kind words so we can all learn." So you see how it incorporates that expected behavior in there. It's catchy, it rhymes, it's going to stick in their heads. So it's something that they will have even after your lesson. Now, another curriculum that I have used in the past at a former school, I will try to find the link for this and provide that for you too, but it's called the 7 C's, and it's about character traits, and it had really catchy songs about sailing on the friendship. Those are great things to use to get students thinking about your activities afterwards. Anytime you incorporate music, research tells us that it's going to stick in their heads longer. Okay, and then the final strategy that I use to make the takeaways meaningful is to encourage students to do a show and share. And that's just sharing what they made with someone else outside of the classroom, again, just to get them using that language after our lesson. Okay, so that is all about meaningful takeaways. Your challenge for this session is to think about a lesson that you teach every single year. On the page in your workbook, create a chant to teach your students about that lesson. It can rhyme, it can be fun. Just think of something that you could do to get your topic stuck in their head, okay? And when you finish that, post it in the Facebook group. Take a picture of your challenge page so that we can see your chant, and then we can all use each other's chants to make things easier. All right, thanks guys. I will see you soon for step number 7, making time for the debrief.